93 million miles away from us, the Sun is the only star in our solar system and is just one of billions in the Milky Way galaxy. It is essential to life here on Earth. Without the Sun, plants would not be able to photosynthesize, making the energy that ultimately fuels all living things and producing oxygen for us to breathe. The Sun also drives our climate and weather. Let's explore some of the properties of the Sun. The Sun is made up mostly of the element hydrogen. At its core, it's undergoing nuclear fusion, forming helium and small amounts of other elements like oxygen and iron. This produces huge amounts of energy. The Sun's energy comes in the form of heat, visible light, and invisible light. It takes about 8.5 minutes for the light the Sun is producing to reach our eyes. So if the Sun disappeared, it would take about 8.5 minutes before we found out about it. We can see the power of the Sun's heat in action by building a solar oven like this one. Using nothing but the Sun's energy, we can actually use this oven to cook food. On a really warm day with lots of sunlight, one of these solar ovens can reach temperatures of up to 200 degrees. It's the UV rays, the invisible light, that cause sunburns and cause damage to our skin. Let's do a little experiment. These beads change color in the presence of UV rays. In the full sun, you can see that they change colors, indicating that UV lights are reaching the Earth or our skin. What about in the shade? Even in the shade, the beads change color a little bit because some UV rays are reaching us. Now, if we apply a sunscreen, the beads won't change color as much in the sun because the chemicals in the sunscreen are blocking the UV rays from reaching the beads or our skin. The Sun's light is very powerful, so you should never look directly at it. If you ever wish to observe the Sun directly, you should wear a pair of special glasses like these, or use optics that are protected by filters. The Sun is very active. Fluctuations in its magnetic field cause sunspots, solar flare, and massive bursts of energy and changes in magnetism in its outer layers. If the invisible forms of energy produced during these solar storms hit Earth, they can cause all sorts of problems with our electronic systems. Sometimes the Sun, Moon, and the Earth come into alignment and a solar eclipse happens. You may wonder how this can happen because the Moon is so tiny in relation to the Sun. So let's look at an example that's about to scale. If the Sun's the size of a basketball, the Moon is about the size of a tiny pencil dot. If I'm the Earth, on this scale, the Moon is about 3 inches away, and it's just large enough to obscure the view of the Sun from the Earth. But the Moon orbits in between the Earth and the Sun every month, so why aren't there eclipses every month? That's because the Moon's path around the Earth is tilted slightly in relation to the Earth's path around the Sun, so only occasionally does the Moon cast its shadow onto the Earth. Life in the low country revolves around the Sun, so next time you're outside soaking up some rays, think about just how important the Sun is to life as we know it.